Hey, good day everyone, and welcome to another lecture in um, accounting for business combination. So now let's move on to our new topic, or let's continue our discussion for the consolidated financial statement. And now we are on the part four of the consolidated financial statements. Our learning objective is to prepare the consolidated financial statement wherein the investment in subsidiary is measured at other than cost. And number two is to prepare the consolidated financial statements of a complex group structure. So investment in subsidiary, diba, if we can remember, it is initially measured uh, equal to the value assigned to the consideration transferred. So kung magkano yung consideration transferred, yun ang usually na investment in subsidiary natin at the acquisition date. And subsequently, it is measured either of these three. First, at cost. Second, in accordance with the PFRS 9 or financial instruments, or using the equity method. So in all of this previous illustrations, the investment in subsidiary is connected at or is measured at cost. So in this lecture naman, we will illustrate how would be or how o paano yung magiging computation natin when it comes to the investment in subsidiary using at fair value or using the equity method. So let's start with the illustration number one. Okay, let's have here. So for illustration number one, investment in subsidiary is measured at fair value. So I think this amount here are already the same amounts that we use to discuss previous topics, di ba? Intercompany or dun sa start pa lang without intercompany transaction and then intercompany. So now same illustration, nagkaiba lang sa ating investment in subsidiary. So let's start. On January 1, 20X1, ABC acquired 80% interest in XYZ Incorporated for 75,000. So here another information, XYZ's net identifiable assets have a carrying amount of 74,000 and fair value of 90,000. So the difference is due to the following. We have here the inventory carrying amount 20,000 and its fair value is 24,000. Equipment net 40,000 ang carrying amount, fair value is 52. So if we compare the fair value with its carrying amount, we can say that there is a fair value adjustment of 4,000 here. Kasi from 20,000, tumaas yung kanyang fair value, naging 24,000. So meron tayong fair value adjustment na 4,000. Next, for equipment, from 40,000 naging 52, may fair value adjustment tayong 12,000. So our total fair value adjustment for these two assets are 16,000. And then the remaining useful life for the equipment is 6 years. And ABC measured the NCI at proportionate share. So we have here the subsequent reporting date. We have the assets, liabilities, and equity. We have here the investment in subsidiary measured at fair value for 100,000. So the requirement is to prepare a summary of the December 31, 20X1 consolidated financial statements. So we will start at step 1, di ba? Yung usual na ginawa natin. Step 1 is the analysis of the effect of the fair value adjustment. So initial cost of investment, which is the equal to the consideration transferred, 75,000 here. Okay, 75,000. So initial cost of investment, 75,000. And then the carrying amount of the investment as of December 31, which is equal to the fair value, 100,000, which is yung ating investment in subsidiary na 100,000 dito. Okay? So 100,000, we can have here, or we can compute unrealized gain, which is recognized in profit or loss, na 25,000. Kasi nga, hindi equal yung ating consideration transferred sa ating investment in subsidiary. Di ba? Usually, same yan. But in this case, ang issue is yung investment in subsidiary measure at fair value na 100,000. So meron tayong unrealized gain na 25,000. Step 2, we will analyze the subsidiary's net asset. So net asset carrying amount, January 20X1, 74,000. And then net asset at fair value, ito yung 74 at saka 90. We have 90,000. So ang fair value adjustment natin, which is equal to here, meron tayong 16,000. Okay? So as next, i-compare naman natin yung ating before tayo pumunta sa 94, dito, compare muna natin yung, where is the, okay, yung ating, ito, inventory at saka equipment. So, yung kanilang fair value adjustment ng January 1, 20X1, 4,000 at saka 12,000 equal dito. So, 16,000. And then yung useful life ng inventory, walang sinabi. So, let's assume na yung inventory are nabenta or already or had been sold already during the year. So, ibig sabihin, wala na. So, na-depreciate na siya, di ba? Since nabenta na as if na-depreciate na siya. So, 4,000 ang kanyang depreciation. So, wala nang fair value adjustment. Next, for the equipment, 12,000 divided by the 6 years useful life. So, 12,000 divided by 6, and depreciation is 2,000. So, 12,000 minus 2,000, ang fair value adjustment natin is 10,000. So, depreciation total, 6,000, and the fair value adjustment, 1231.20x1 would be 10,000. So, yun ang ilalagay natin dito sa 10,000. Next, yung ating 90,000. Okay. So, 10,000 dito. Yung 104,000, saan natin nakuha yung 104,000? Okay, teka lang. Ilisin ko lang itong ating, ayun pala. 104,000. 90,000 dito, 10,000 dito, 94,000. The net asset at carrying amount, 94,000. Where is the 94,000? Lang, sana ba yung eraser? 94,000, saan na natin ulit nakuha yung 94,000? Ito pala. Ito, yung 94,000 dyan. Yung total equity. Kasi di ba ang net, when we say net assets, that would be asset minus the liabilities. Di ba, asset minus liabilities is equal to equity. Kaya yun yung 94,000 dito. Sana ba yung pen natin? Okay. So yung 94,000 dyan, yan yung net asset natin na 94,000 dito. Okay. So, meron tayong 10,000 na nakuha dito. So, 94 plus 10, 104,000. So, our net change is 90, difference of 104 and 90, 14,000 ang ating net change. Okay? Next, step 3, the goodwill computation. So, consideration transferred using 75,000 natin na fair value. Non-controlling interest in the acquiry, how do we compute? Yung 90,000 ng January 1, 20X1 multiply by 20% the non-controlling interest. Kasi 80% ay acquire, that is the controlling interest. So 20% is the non-controlling interest. So 90,000 times 20%, that is 18,000. Wala tayong previously held equity interest since hindi naman siya business combination at step acquisition, hindi naman nagkaroon ng acquisition before. So meron tayong 93,000 na total. And then, i-minus natin yung ating fair value of net identifiable assets, which is the 90,000 na net asset at fair value. So, 93 less 90, we have 3,000 na goodwill. Bakit goodwill siya? Since the carrying amount is greater than the fair value or FVNA or fair value of identifiable net asset. So, meron tayong goodwill kasi positive siya. Kung negative yan, that would be the gain on bargain purchase less any accumulated impairment loss, wala tayo niyan. So, ang ating goodwill for December 31, 20X1 would be 3,000. Next, for step 4, we have the non-controlling interest in net asset or in SINAS, subsidiaries net asset at fair value December 31, 20X1, yung na-complete natin 104,000, multiply by the non-controlling interest percentage na 20%, we will compute the 20,800. That will be the NCNAS December 31, 20X1. And then let's adjust consolidated retained earnings. Parents retained earnings, 135,000, which is already given here. Nasa gilid, 135. And then, we compute natin yung parents' share in the net change in subsidiaries' net asset. How do we compute 11,200? That would be Yung net change natin na 14,000 dito, net change, may share dyan si ating parent, which is 80%, di ba? 14,000 times 80%, kaya 11,200. Okay? Ang reason dyan kung bakit may share si parent is what is mine is mine alone, what is yours is ours, sabi niya. So unrealized gain, i-minus natin kasi nga hindi pa siya realized. So meron tayong unrealized, that would be a deduction from the retained earnings. So 25,000. Yan ang compute natin kaninang 25,000 dito. So after nun, makukompute na natin yung ating consolidated retained earnings na 121,200. And then step 6, the consolidated profit or loss, profits of ABC and XYZ. So dito, 85,000 plus 20,000, yun yung profit nilang dalawa, 105,000. Less the depreciation of the fair value adjustment, which is equal to 6,000. Less ulit yung ating unrealized gain na 25,000. So our consolidated profit is 74,000. Now, let's attribute it to the owners of the parent and to the non-controlling interest. For profit, parent's profit before fair value adjustment, that is only attributable to the parent. Kasi nga, what is, sabi ni parent, what is mine alone. So yung kay parent lang ay kay parent lang. Pero kung ano yung kay subsidiary, kay parent din. Ibig sabihin, may share si parent when it comes to subsidiary, but when it comes to parent lang, kay sa kanya lang. So, what is mine alone. What is yours is ours. Yun ang sinabi ni parent. So, yung 85 kay parent lang yon. Share in XYG's profit before FBA. So, 20,000 ang ating consolidated profit. Makikishare pa doon si ating parent. So, 20,000 times 80%, 16,000 kay parent, 4,000 kay NCI. Depreciation, 6,000. Makikishare din si parent dyan, 4,800 kay parent, 1,200 kay NCI. And then dun sa ating 25,000 na unrealized gain na 25,000 kay parent only. Kasi yan yung tinatawag nating investment in subsidiary, di ba? Investment in subsidiary kay parent lang yan. So yung 25,000 is kay parent lang. So 71,200 kay owners of the parent while kay NCI is 28. Okay? So if you go here for the computation of the consolidated financial statement, asset, so eliminated yung investment in subsidiary, other assets, 343,000 plus ito 343, saan yung 43,000 plus 124,000 plus yung 10,000 na fair value adjustment. So, saan na ba yung fair value adjustment na 10,000 natin dyan? Yung 10,000 na fair value adjustment ito. So ating other asset is 477,000 plus the goodwill 3,000, total asset 480,000. For the liabilities and equity, liabilities is 73,000. Ito, plus 30,000. So, 103,000. And then, when it comes to share capital and retained earnings, parent only. So, yung share capital dito, 235,000. Yun lang nga gamitin natin dito. And then, for retained earnings, yun na-compute natin dito. Ano ba yan? Step 5, 121,200. So, ang owners of the parent is 356,200 plus the NCI na 20,800 or NCNAS. So, ang ating total equity is 377,000. And then liabilities plus equity, 480,000, which should be equal to the total assets. So, yan ang ating discussion for the investment in subsidiary measured at fair value. Kung titignan natin, almost same naman lahat sa ating previous discussion. Ang pinagkaiba lang is yung ating unrealized gain dito sa ating step 1, which is equal to the difference of the initial cost of investment or yung consideration transfer and then yung investment in subsidiary, which is normally the same dapat sila. But in this case, nagkaiba kasi nga measured at fair value yung ating investment in subsidiary. Okay? So, yun lang ang kailangan nating i-deduct doon sa ating mga computation ng retained earnings, consolidated profit. So, yun. So, I think this would be the part 1 of discussion for our chapter 7, consolidated statements part 4. See you on the next video lecture.